Welcome to Surbiton Racket and Fitness Club. Are you enjoying it?
Very much so, actually. It's great to see tennis in a local club, and it's a great way of spreading what we believe is a great sport and being able to introduce it to so many people.
How much have you been behind extending the grass court season and including tournaments like Surbiton?
Well, we really believe there's an opportunity, because we've got 6 or 7 of these tournaments in the month of June, that we can not only spread the good word by people being able to see world-class tennis, but also link them together to jumpstart the summer season. How do we get people talking about tennis so they get out and play in June ahead of the normal peak in the month of July?
You've had a tour of the grounds, you've seen the kids zone. How important is that for the growth of tennis?
Very much so. Like, the numbers of kids that have been here is quite significant, and that's introducing the sport at a young age. I'm sure a lot of those youngsters are going to go home and pick up a racket after seeing a future star here this week.
When you first came to the LTA, was it the grass courts that kind of first popped up into your mind when you thought about British tennis?
Very much so, because it's so unique and it's so distinctive British, because you really, even though there's grass events on the continent and there's a couple in North America, it really is something that Britain, I think, emotionally owns, and it's part of the fabric of our tennis, and it obviously ends with the world's best tennis tournament in Wimbledon every year, so it is very, very special.
Are you a Pimm's champagne, strawberries and cream kind of guy during the matches?
Well, no, I'm drinking more water because it's pretty hot in that end, and there's a lot to do, actually. But it is part of what Wimbledon's about, which is very special.
Are there plans to progress the grass court season now?
Well, it's really, we want to obviously build these events. So, this is the first year back at Surbiton. I know that Roy and others are going to work at making it better next year. It's about continual improvement. But I also think what we want to do is not only see this tournament get better, and we'll do our best to work with a local club to do that, but it's also connect all the dots among the 6 tournaments and how we build an umbrella campaign that can jumpstart the summer season to drive participation.
Seeing the Brits doing well here and well supported by the crowds, that must fill you with an optimism.
Very much so, because it's all about leading into Wimbledon, and the stakes are high. We know a lot of these kids are either trying to get a wild card into Wimbledon or they're trying to get through in qualifying, and it's all about doing well in grass leading up to the world's best tennis tournament. So this week we've seen the British players do really, really well, and I think that's going to make a difference as they head towards Wimbledon.
What's on your to-do list? In charge of the LTA, what's the to-do list look like?
It's really all about growing participation. Our mission is to get more people playing tennis more often. So we know that our sport's being on a long-term decline. It's all about working with partners, because we can't actually grow the sport by ourselves. There's 23,000 courts out there. We need to work through partners. So participation is what it's about. And that, if I link it back to this great event here in Surbiton, this is about exposing our sport and trying to leverage our sport in a local club to get more people playing tennis. And that's why it's great to see the numbers that have been here this week of nearly 5,000 people.
Is it quite difficult having 2,500 tennis clubs doing their own thing?
Not really, actually, because they are the bedrock of our sport. I think it's what we want to do is work closely with those clubs and outreach, so again they can make a difference in local communities across this country to again grow our sport.
So in June and July, every park court in this country is full up. But in the plans for British tennis, there wasn't a big focus on park tennis. Is that not important?
Very much so. Actually, a big part of our strategy to grow this sport is to help build a provision in parks. There are 7,000 park courts. We know that in the month of July especially, there are many, many people playing in parks. They're just playing occasionally. And what we want to do is help build a provision through in helping great people who are operating those park courts to get people playing tennis more often. If we can move a lot of those people that are playing in July into May and June, we're going to actually see growth, and that's what our goal is over time, is to help build a provision in parks.
All right, well, thank you very much, and I'll let you get back to watching the Aegon Surbiton Trophy.
Thanks very much yourself.
Thanks.